An elderly couple deposited their life-saving money in the bank. The next day they discovered that $5 million was gone without a trace. They knelt in the lobby crying and lamenting, saying the money was meant for their daughter's life-saving surgery. Because the money was stolen and unavailable, the surgery was delayed. Their daughter ultimately could not be saved. When the bank manager heard about this, he immediately instructed staff to check the withdrawal records. It turned out the money was withdrawn at 1 a.m. last night using an ATM card. Due to ATM withdrawal limits, the person went to countless ATMs, spending the entire night withdrawing all the money. The manager immediately asked the elderly couple if they had lost their ATM card, but the man took the card from his pocket and firmly stated that the card had always been with him. While the manager was puzzled, someone suggested checking the surveillance footage. When the footage played, everyone was stunned. The person withdrawing the money was the girl who had helped the elderly couple deposit their funds. All eyes turned to her. The girl looked shocked, completely unable to comprehend what was happening. Faced with the undeniable evidence from the surveillance, everyone began accusing her of theft and causing the tragedy. Even her boyfriend questioned her, asking why she had done such a thing. The elderly man, consumed with rage, pulled out a knife and stabbed the girl in the chest. The girl collapsed to the ground, dying without understanding who had framed her. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself reborn to the day the incident happened. At this moment, the elderly couple had not yet arrived at the bank. Panic filled her heart. She knew she had to find a way to prevent the tragedy from repeating. Sure enough, not long after, the elderly couple entered the bank with 2 bags of coins. Their shabby clothing drew curious stares from others. The girl proactively guided them to her counter. Her attitude was warm and welcoming, but just as she began assisting the couple, her scheming co-worker from the previous life suddenly approached. Hearing that the couple wanted to deposit $5 million, the co-worker put on a fawning smile and offered to help. The girl's vigilance rose immediately. In her previous life, it was this co-worker and her boyfriend who were the first to accuse her. She suspected that they were involved in everything that happened, so she quickly invited the elderly couple into the VIP room and called another colleague to witness the transaction. They spent hours completing all the deposit procedures. The girl repeatedly reminded the couple to keep their ATM card safe, but to create an alibi for herself, she deliberately threw herself down the stairs, scraping her leg. A kind staff member rushed to help her up. At that moment she realized her co-worker had still taken the same day off as in her previous life. Even her boyfriend, who didn't care about her, called at that moment to ask about her whereabouts. Now the girl was certain her boyfriend and co-worker were behind everything. To prevent the tragedy, she asked the staff member to accompany her to the hospital. When the staff member saw she was recovering well, he intended to leave for home, but the girl, wanting a witness to be present, asked him to stay with her overnight. In the end, the kind staff member agreed. The next morning, the girl, despite her injured leg, insisted on returning to the bank with the staff member. But unexpectedly, her boyfriend suddenly showed up at the bank. This sight heightened the girl's alertness. The next moment, the elderly couple rushed into the bank in a panic, crying that the $5 million had disappeared again. The girl immediately calmed them down and asked the manager to retrieve the surveillance footage once more. However, the footage still showed that the person withdrawing the money was her.